The world moves faster and faster every year, and when it comes to the world of technology, that speed is nothing short of breakneck. So many things can pass you by, so we thought we'd dedicate this festive season episode to some of our favorite stories and find out what's changed since we first brought them to you. We asked our presenters to pick their favorites, and this is Juliet's pick of the bunch.
This year has been filled with exciting, innovative stories that were not only educational, but there were many that also brought that warm, fuzzy feeling to our hearts. After racking my brain on all the titillating, techie stories, there were two that really resonated with me. Here in the heart of Cape Town, the Ngwana family took up an ambitious but honorable challenge of making their home greener. The My Green Home Challenge required them to cut electricity consumption by 40%, water by 20%, and waste to landfill by 75%. Now that they've installed and completed everything they needed to make their home greener, we're visiting once more to see just how going green has altered their living experience.
My Green Home journey started with the selection of a family and then went to retrofitting that family's home right through about a 6-month period of that family living through the changes that they had to go through and then monitoring and metering that entire process and then documenting all of it at the end, and throughout that journey promoting the journey as much as possible through multimedia in various forms. So the results we got actually were significantly better than what we'd hoped for. Take, for example, for energy, we got an energy saving of 53%. For water, we got a saving of 44%, and then for waste, as high as 81%. So take for waste, for example, that meant that only 19% of that family's waste would now go to landfill. So we're really happy with that kind of a result.
The project has garnered great success and has been recognized by the ETA Awards for Energy Efficiency, sponsored by Eskom, as well as being named a finalist in the category of Energy Efficiency Awareness.
So some of the challenges that this family had were probably mostly around behavior change and that fear of not thinking that they would not be comfortable with the change that they'd have to go through. So we really had to do a lot in training them and preparing them for the change and walking that journey with them. And often many of the things just sort of not being aware of them, not knowing. Take, for example, the pool pump. They weren't even aware that that pool pump was running sort of 8 hours a day, if not more, where it didn't need to run as much as that.
My second story takes us to the school grounds of a primary school in Khayelitsha. Masiphumelela Primary School is the site of the Learning Innovation Design Lab, and what brought us to them is the cardboard PC known as the Ploxy.
So the aim of the Learning Innovation Design Lab is to get into the schools with design ideas and trying to turn classical school education a little bit upside down, obviously for the benefit of coming up with better solutions, because we realize that it needs a lot of experimentation in classrooms.
These PCs run on Android OS and were designed with the idea of making kids computer literate. And as you can see, they've become a favorite for these school kids.
Our next project with the Learning Innovation Design Lab is here at St. Mary's Primary School, where we get kids to design their own computer games. This has happened in collaboration with a German design faculty who actually brought at some point 10 of their students over here to teach kids at St. Mary some programming skills. And it's been a really splendid experience because the kids got so much into the game design that they actually now like to continue along those, along those seeds that we planted there, and they continue designing their own games.
In the beginning, in order to facilitate a program that kids could really relate to, myself and Michael from Play to Learn and Formula D, we really developed a program that kids could start relating to what are the different aspects of a game. So we looked at topics like what is a character, what is an environment, what is a storyline, what is a challenge, and developed classes specifically to get kids familiar with all of the different mechanics of a game. And that was about a 4-week process leading up to when the German students came down to facilitate the first Scratch workshop, which is the technology that we're using with the kids. And it really prepared them nicely to get their head around what it takes to actually create and imagine their own game. So it's been an amazing process, and it's been one that we're going to replicate and make into a toolkit.
Having seen the change that these two stories have made, it really gets me feeling positive for how 2015 is going to mean an even bigger impact to our communities. And when you go into a new year with hope, the future is nothing but bright.